Hey guys, how are you guys doing? So today, excuse the mess, like I just really woke up and I wanted to make this video with you guys, but I wanted to talk about the unfortunate situation with Julio Foolio. If you guys didn't know, he's a rapper that was unfortunately unalived on the 23rd of June. And it's sad. It's sad mostly for the black community because it's very unfortunate. And though people are picking at his death and just, you know, I'm not happy with the way people are reacting to it because they don't realize how unfortunate he was from the start. You don't, like, society doesn't realize that some of these kids really don't have a chance from the day that they were born because the environments that they're in. And it's not a him problem. Stop, like, it's not about him living a certain way. It's not about him being a certain type of person. Society has to look into the fact, into, you know, his perspective as to why he became like that, right? Because a lot of these kids are born into environments that are dangerous, that are involved in activities that are extremely dangerous. And sometimes they're lured in at a young age, and maybe in their younger teens. During those times, they're lured by people that they idolize, maybe older people. They're lured into environments that are just horrible. To the point that, even Julio Foolio said he feels like he has PTSD. I remember him saying that. They're lured into these environments where most of them at a young age suffer with PTSD because they've seen a lot. And, their idols at that age are wrong because of the environment that they're in and the people they learn to idolize. It's all wrong. So initially, like, even in their environment, they are set up wrong. And at a young age, they're influenced into joining groups that are not good for them, or sometimes they're enticed into joining these groups that are not good for them. And like, a lot of them don't even make it past their teenage years. I know the person here refers to as his brother. I'm not naming anybody. I know he died. He was unalived at a very young age. I think it was 14 or 15, because he was involved in activities again at such a young age. Because you have to remember, when these kids get influenced into activities at the young ages that they are in, their thought process is not formed yet. Their brains are not fully developed yet. They are young boys that are, they have their hormones all the way up, and they think they could do that. They think they know this. They think they're like basically untouchable, and they're thinking about brotherhood and these groups. And maybe they don't have the love in their family, so maybe they could get it from this brotherhood that they think that they do have. And by the time they see that, like, half of them don't even get to see that the decisions that they've made is wrong, because before they can even get there, they're unalived. But for the few that do see that their decisions are wrong, and they want a more stable living, it's oftentimes too late, because they've been involved in activities that have put a price on their back. And I really do feel like that's what happened with Julio Foolio, because it makes me sad, not that because I know him, but because, like, I can understand like his perspective, because in his later videos you can see, first of all, he's been saying that he has PTSD, and then people ask him if he's afraid of leaving this world that he's in, and he said no. It's as if he expects it, like as if his age of 26 as if his age of 26 is like a miracle. I by no way know him. I don't know him. I don't know anything deeply about him. But like, okay, my hurt comes from like, I just feel bad for the community and these kids, right? Gosh. And I feel bad for these kids' parents because oftentimes, like, oh gosh, Jesus Christ. Okay, shh. Okay, so oftentimes we say, oh, how come their parents didn't fix them? How come, their parents didn't intervene? What people don't understand is that, like, their parents are too from this environment. So even they have been influenced by a lot of these negative environmental factors. Like, it's almost like these kids are set up by the time they're born. And, like, it kills me because in his interviews, when I see him, I can see the lifelessness in his eyes, and that, like, I can just feel it. Like, I feel like sometimes when people speak about a situation, you can kind of get like a look into their, their souls, and I can feel like he didn't want to he didn't want to live in hiding anymore, and I can't, like, it makes no sense why I'm getting so emotional, sorry, but I can't help but feel that he was tired of running and hiding, which is why he was reckless in his last happiest moments and he showed his locations, because he's never used to doing that. But I think people get tired, and by the time, like, he realizes that he's made a wrong decisions, he's made too many enemies to back down. So he was definitely stuck in a life of watching out for his back, because he doesn't know who's gonna set him up. It's like a hyper environment where he has to, like, just always, like, watch out for his back and be careful, look out, get attacked, blah blah blah. It's like, what kind of life is that? I think in his last moments, I really do believe, like, looking at his interviews, his eyes looked so lifeless, and I feel like he was tired of it, and I think that's why he shared his location, and that's why it happened the way he does. And I don't even think he feared the moment, because in his interviews he said he's not afraid of what could happen to him in the life that he is in, right? And I feel so bad for these mothers, because oftentimes they don't have the resources or the finances or a way to get out of the environments that they're in, because I mean, it's expensive to live out of certain environments, and it's not hard to it's hard to, like, gather yourself and relocate to a whole new living where maybe in a more expensive whatever area. And, like, it's not as easy. Like, people make it seem like it's easy, but if it was, people would be escaping from that life and moving on to a better, healthier, and safer life for their kids. But obviously they're unable to do that because of their environmental factors. They're not able to move. And it's like kids like Foolio, like I feel so sorry for them, because they're just brought into a life where they're influenced at a young age to do bad things, where they don't know any better to say no because they idolize the wrong people, and they're never taught the right things. They don't have the environment that they're in. They don't have the right psyche to be able to decide that, hey, I don't want to live this life because long term it's going to impact me, and my life is going to be cut short. They don't have that frame of thinking, because young boys don't think about the future. Their testosterone are high. They're only thinking about now, and they feel invincible. And they don't understand that this kind of life catches up to them, and most of them don't live through their teenage years. And it just, like, it's so sad to me. It's incredibly sad to me, because I look at these young kids and, like, I see, like, how people are like, oh, they did that to so-and-so, they did that to so-and-so, but nobody understands their side. Nobody looks from their perspective. And especially, like, to kids with, you know, dreads that look like me, nobody tries to understand their perspectives. They're automatically signed off as evil, but they don't understand that there's like environmental influences that made them like this. And from birth, these kids were set up because by the time they hit their teenage years, they were gonna be coerced into joining something that is dangerous. Like, nobody deserves this. He didn't deserve what he got, but I believe he was tired of living in the environment that he was in. So I don't think his location leak was by accident. I think he was just tired, and I feel like in my heart that he probably wanted to leave on his happiest day, which is the day he celebrated his birthday. And he was saying, you know, it's like you can see him in videos, he was so happy, saying, you know, this is the best birthday ever, blah blah blah. And he was in a happy moment, and I feel like he was ready in that moment. I feel that's what happened, because he was like, you know, showing his, you know, recording videos, showing backgrounds and stuff like that. I think he was ready, but I just feel so bad for him and kids like him who never have a chance. And I wish, instead of people blaming these children, that they look from their perspectives, or look into environmental factors. Do I have all the solutions? No. But do I feel like these kids deserve a little bit of understanding? Yes, they do. They do. Because half of them don't even make it to 16 or 18. Like, it's so sad. It's a societal problem. Anyways, I just wanted to discuss that. Anyways, I'm a mess, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm gonna shut it off. Bye.